Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Quarantine Marketing Podcast. Today, I'm going to be discussing why speaking with an English accent can actually bring you in unsurmountable amounts of money, and how I've used this language of speaking in such a certain way, this accent, to help, set myself apart from the majority of people, and how I've used these same strategies to help build the Quarantine Marketing and Oceanus Digital with my partners. And I'm going to be explaining how you can use these same strategies or methodology apply into your business, whether you're an entrepreneur or a business owner. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back. Thank you for tuning into the Quarantine Marketing Podcast. So today we're going to be discussing the power of the English accent and how to use this accent to generate money for your business, or if you're an entrepreneur, to build a brand. And I'm going to give you a story about how I used the English accent for the past 2 years. I don't use it now. Obviously, there's an American accent now, right? But how I've used this accent in the past 2 years to make myself privileged. I'm going to show you the ins and outs, and then after that we're going to break it down into small bite-sized pieces, very detailed though, so that way you can apply it to your business. Okay, so about 4 or 5 years ago now, I'm pretty sure it's been like 5 years now, I'm pretty sure, I started my entrepreneur journey. Prior to quitting my 9 to 5 at the bank that I was working out at, I was doing an English accent from the very first day that they interviewed me, right? And I sounded like an Englishman, and obviously I got hired for the job. But over time, I was going through orientation and all this stuff. I realized how much people were looking up to me. People were asking me more questions, like, where are you from? And I told them, I was from Manchester, Salford. And I told them what school I went to in King David's. And the more I talked, the more they wanted out of me. And there wasn't anything I could actually offer them. It's just that they really wanted to just hear the way I talked and sounded like throughout the entire day, wherever I went. And people would open up to me. They'd tell me about their life experiences and their children, and how their daughters were single, and they want them to be married and stuff like that. And it was rather interesting. At one point, I was the closest real life thing to Idris Elba in the state of Massachusetts and other states as well. And what's interesting about this is I found the power of speaking an accent that is beautiful, how it can draw in people, and how you have some advantages over the majority. And it's kind of almost discriminating, right? Now, I'm not here to get into a whole political battle in this podcast, right? But I'm going to show you how you can leverage this power of privilege and discrimination to your advantage, and how you can use it to draw the masses towards you, just like I was able to do it. But I had a theory. My theory was this, right? If I speak in an English accent and continue to do so, then that means if I speak in an American accent, I probably will not get the same advantage if I were to be an American. So, aside from being 6'2" and black, having an English accent really made me exotic, and it really turned people's eyes and perked people's ears towards me. So what I would do to test my theory out, I would go to multiple places. I would go to the mall, the shopping center, the car park, right? The car park is obviously, there's not much going on there. But, I would strike random conversations with people at the car park. And the amount of attention and clarity that these people really had towards me, they were so sure that I was this scholar, this new creature that they've never seen before. This creature is so profound that it's like they were also simultaneously examining me as if I was in a laboratory, right? Now, I also tried something as well too. I spoke in an American accent in these same places that we're speaking of, right? What's interesting about that, speaking in an American accent in the places that I'm speaking of, I did not get the same treatment. As you can see, when I was English, all attention was towards me, right? Yes, of course, sir, we'll help you out with this. Anything else you need? How else can we help you? Hell, I've gone to some places where my meals were free, my drinks were free. In New York, people always offer me free drinks. Getting women was 10 times easier because I was just different. I had a unique selling proposition, right? This is a remarkable discovery. And I realized how Americans, again, we're not here for a political debate, but it's clear how it just shows me in the business world how Americans, you see the same kind of ads, the same kind of offers, and there's nothing that really stands out. And again, I'm going to dissect this, and we're going to use this methodology and apply it to your business. But bear with me here while I tell you my story and what I found out, right? So with this accent, I gave these people a whole new paradigm, a different paradigm. And with this paradigm, they were able to see things differently for the first time. Now, the question is, how can you stand out? How can you position yourself in such a different way, to really stand out from the majority and to bring in more revenue, more customers to your business? Like I said before, every day people see the same type of ads, the same type of people, the same type of everything. It's come to a point where everything is bland. When people are scrolling through your social media wall, through their social media wall, even if you have your ad there, your ad does not stand out. It does not speak to them. And that's a problem. But don't worry, we're going to discover ways where you can sincerely stand out and really hone in the power of the English accent and, add it to your business. So the question is, how can you stand out and position yourself in this way? And the answer to this is you need an irresistible offer. Now, I had an irresistible accent, right? And this accent made me irresistible, right? People could not resist me. I was irresistible. They wanted to talk to me more and more. Now, for other people who live in different parts of the world, whether, let's say, you're in the UK or you're in Russia or you're in Nigeria or you're in India, Philippines, right? You may be used to the English accent, but for Americans, this is something that is exotic. That was my irresistible offer. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you're a plastic surgeon. You want to find a way to stand out. Well, if I was a plastic surgeon, and all plastic surgeons seem the same, most of them in the Northeast area, especially New York, most of them offer the same things, right? A boob job, nose job, etc. So you got to find something that would stand out for your competitor. Now, I'm not that big in the the plastic surgeon field, although I was going to go to medical school and I decided to not do that. But the way you find out how to make yourself stand out is you need to study your competitors. What is your competitor doing that everyone else is copying? And then check yourself, ask yourself, am I offering the same thing? And then once you have analyzed it and detailed it, you will find a way to uniquely position your service in such a way that is irresistible, where people cannot refuse to ignore your ad, where people cannot refuse, to take you up on your offer. Okay? So that is the key element. It's something that's so simple, but many business owners and entrepreneurs fail to do. How can you do that? And the only way to do that is to sincerely look at your competitors. Hell, sometimes it may be hard, right? So if you're a plastic surgeon, call them up. And I would say, hey, what's up? My name's Jerry. And, hey, I have a crooked nose and, I really need help. I know that if you're a surgeon, they're going to ask you to come in and see how they can help you. But ask them, what's the price? What's the offers? What kind of insurance they take? So forth and so on. Go deeper, y'all. There's ways to do that. Hell, if you have someone that actually has a problem, maybe a facial issue, or maybe, send one of your admin teams, tell them that, hey, go there and tell them that you don't like the way your nose looks and you want it to look different. And grab that information. It's a cold world. This is the world we live in. So if you want to get ahead of your competition, you got to go above and beyond. Now, I'm not saying to, go out there and manipulate them in such a way and sabotage your business. No, don't do that. But get the inside scoop. Okay, if you're a marketer, obviously you're gonna want to tap into their emails and see what the heck they're doing. See how they're, figure out what's the control, what's not the control. And for those of you that don't know what a control is, control pretty much is a winning sales letter that you see running continuously, month after month, week after week. That means that's something that's working. Okay, that's what a control is, right? So get in there, get into the niches, get into the grips, and really understand like how they're selling themselves. That's how you separate yourself from the competition. Okay, that's tip number one. So, tip number one, again, we're going to restate it, is see what your competitors are offering and then find ways to uniquely position yourself in such a way that makes you irresistible. Okay, that's tip number one. Tip number two, proof and credibility. Now, this is going to be a touchy subject because a lot of you may be starting out and you don't have enough proof and credibility to prove yourself, to prove your product or service works, or for an entrepreneur to, prove whatever it is that you're in the journey of, right? And the truth is, a lot of people think that the only way to get proof and credibility is through customer reviews. And I'm here to debunk that myth. That myth is such a fallacy that I've seen hundreds of thousands of marketers and even just regular business owners and entrepreneurs fall into this abyss of the only way to get proof and credibility is through customer reviews. And that is not the only way. As a matter of fact, this past week, I actually had a deep call discussion with a researcher who works in the medical field, and she does very well. So shout out to her. And she's actually shown me other ways of areas where you can get proof and credibility for any industry that you're in. And all you have to do is go to Google Scholar. So if you're a health physician and you have something in the market, but you don't have customers for it yet, look up reviews on how this new medication is actually good for you. That's more than enough credibility. You're a doctor yourself. You can talk about, the features and benefits of that medication and why it's good for you. Pull up articles and maybe other doctors have used this. Look how other doctors have used it for their patients. Say, hey, Dr. So-and-so from Nevada has used the same medication. Here's what their patients had to say. You don't have to have your own testimonials. Do you see that? It's the same thing if you're a real estate developer. You could talk about the stock market and you could show proof from Wall Street Journal. These are credible sources. Okay, so proof and credibility. You see, now how does that relate back to the English accent? When I had the English accent, not only did I have an irresistible offer, but the way I talked made me sound so scholarly. And that was more than enough validation for people to believe anything that I wanted to say. I could have been the most uneducated guy on earth, and I could have said something in a different accent, and these people would have taken me up on the knowledge. No matter, they would even look at other forms of proof. They would say, he's right. Okay, that's the second thing. The third thing, but not least, right, is confidence. You have to have confidence in yourself. As a matter of fact, there was a point in time in my journey where I was feeling down and out. And I called a friend, my business partner, actually. His name is Matt. You guys haven't met Matt yet. Matt will be here soon in the videos. But Matt is the backbone of our business. Matt helps keep us stay accountable. And I called Matt not too long ago. And I said, Matt, here's what I'm struggling with. Here's what I'm dealing with. And he realized that, I lost some faith and confidence in myself. After talking with him, I found a way. He's provided me a new paradigm where I now have this extra belief in myself that I had before. And he reminded me, why did I start this journey? Why did I start the idea of wanting to become a business owner, an entrepreneur? And it's to help serve people. And that gave me the vision that I had before, because I started focusing on other things that were not important. Okay, so confidence is key. Find ways to make sure you keep yourself confident. Because if you cannot speak confidently, well, what do you expect? People are not gonna, have that much faith in you. You see, if I didn't have confidence in speaking in an English accent, right, people would think, hold on, there's something off about this guy, right? So confidence is key. Okay, so those are the 3 tips, from this video today. We discussed why speaking an English accent will bring you, hundreds and thousands of revenue. Not necessarily speaking in the accent, but using the methodologies behind it and applying it to your business. So that way you can see exponential amounts of revenue happening for your business. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure to hit the notification bell, so that way you'll get notified every time we upload a video online. And on top of that, y'all, share this video with more business owners and entrepreneurs all over the world. We are on a mission to revolutionizing this world and how they see marketing by using real life scenarios and making it parallel to the marketing and advertising world. Okay, and that's what I'm going to be doing continuously for all these videos, is using my own personal life stories, relating them to advertising, so that way you can apply it to your business. That way it's easy to understand and easy to grasp. Hope you enjoy it. See you next week with another video. Cheers.